Hi, my dear students. Good afternoon, everyone. So, before we start our discussion, let me first introduce myself. Sorry for the background if madilim po. I am your teacher, Casey, and I'm going to be your teacher for today. So, I hope that all of you are in a good mood so we can properly tackle our topic for today. So, please stand by and I'm going to share my screen or my PowerPoint. Standby lang po. Hi, grade 7 students. Good afternoon. So, before we proceed, let us pray. Miss Liwag, can you lead us our prayers? Okay, thank you, Miss Liwag, for your participation. By the way, class, please see your place if you are comfortable so that you can focus on our discussion. And please let me know if there is any problem or if you're struggling on the internet so that I can excuse you. So please listen and be ready to mute and unmute your mic just in case I call your name. So are we clear? Students, are we clear? Okay, good. So our topic for today is about macro skills. So we all know that we have 4 different skills. So can you dictate what those different skills? Miss Maridel, are you with us? Okay, thank you, Miss Maridel. So since you already know these skills, let us proceed to talk about one of these skills. So let's focus on reading styles. So now I'm going to present my PowerPoint as you can see right now. So we are going to focus on our discussion. But beforehand, let me read the objectives or the intended learning outcomes of this lesson. So at the end of this lesson, you will be able to demonstrate the different reading styles and the use of appropriate reading styles in many various tasks or activities. You may also demonstrate the understanding and the importance of reading styles. So today, we are going to find out the uses of different reading styles. But let me ask you, class. So, class, why do you read? Or why do you have to read? Anyone? Yes, Mr. Junel, do you want to share your idea? That's great, Junel. Any other answer? Yes, Miss Ira? Okay, very well said, Miss Ira. Okay, so there are a lot of reasons that's why we are reading, right, class? And some are because you have to. Maybe you want to be entertained, or you want to gather more information, or maybe you want to improve your reading skills. So we all know, class, that reading helps us a lot when it comes to improving our skills and vocabulary. So right now, we are going to find out what are those reading styles and how it's done or how it is used. So Miss Saliendra, can you read the 4 different styles that we have here? Okay, thank you, Miss Saliendra. So as you can see here, these are the 4 different reading styles. So let us first discuss the skimming. So anyone, do you have any idea about skimming? Oh yes, Miss Liwag. Okay, yes, very well said, Miss Liwag. So when we say skimming, it is the use to quickly gather the most important information or guess. And it is also done by running your eyes over the text, noting the most important information. When we say skimming, each word is not really important in this technique. So for example, reading a text to the general information. So for example, reading a text to get general information. So I have here an example of an article which is about COVID-19. So let me call Mr. Ibo to read the second reading styles. Okay, thank you, Mr. Ibo. So when we say scanning, it is used to find a particular details of information. Scanning is done by running your eyes over the text while looking for a specific information. Scanning it is not to understand some phrases or words that you may encounter in the text. So for scanning, we only look for a particular information. So for example, looking for specific details. So as you can see, we have here an article. Like in this article, let's say that we are, example, we are looking for a ways to prevent COVID-19. And to get those details, we look for keywords such as prevent and recommendations. So in this article, so class, I have a question. So what do you see in the given example? Or what do you observe in the given example? Anyone? Okay, Miss Aubrey, do you want to share your idea? Correct, Miss Aubrey. Thank you for sharing your idea. So in this example, or the given example shows that scanning are those details or information that is highlighted. So are we clear, class? Okay. And the third reading style was intensive reading. Can you please read the third one, Miss Sairi? Okay, thank you, Miss Sairi. So when we say intensive reading, it is used in shorter text to get unimportant details. So it involves the close reading for specific information. So when we say intensive reading, it is the understanding of each word is necessary. So for example, reading an article. So I have here an example of an article and it is about COVID-19. So in intensive reading, it involves the learning reading in details with specific learning aims and tasks. So this reading focuses on deep reading or reading in details in closely analyzing of the text by paying attention. So when we say intensive reading, it refers to a quality of reading. And the last reading style, can you please read, Miss Erlene? Are you here? Okay, thank you, Miss Erlene. So extensive reading is used to gather general language or generally longer text for entertainment purposes. So extensive reading helps a reader in enhancing the fluency and the speed in reading. So for example, reading a short story. So I have here an example of a short story. And it was titled The Ant and the Dove. So in extensive reading, it refers to the reading that the long text or books. So this reading focuses on general understanding from the books or the text. So it also prefers the quantity of readings. So class, I have a question. So do you know the difference between the extensive and intensive reading? Anyone? Yes, Miss Lori May Barricas, do you have any idea? Okay, thank you, Miss Lori May. So the main difference between extensive and intensive reading is that while a person reads extensively, he does not pay attention to the macro details of the content and read just to have a general idea of the topic. So while intensive reading is visualizing every word and getting involved with the text. So another difference between intensive and extensive reading, when we say intensive reading, it is the quality of reading, while the extensive reading is the quantity of reading. So do you copy class? So are we clear? Okay, good. So now that we are done in the 4 different reading styles, I hope that everyone learned a lot from our lesson. So for your activity, choose the letter of the correct answer. So class, I'll give you 5 minutes to finish this activity and you may start. Okay, time's up, class. So let's answer the first question. So the following items do not require fast reading except A. Test or exam directions. B. Wattpad stories. C. Medicine labels. D. Google search. So the answer is letter C. Medicine labels. So for number two, so I'll make it faster. So number 2, the answer is letter C. And number 3, the answer is letter A. So for your assignment, differentiate the 4 reading style and explain it in your own understanding. Okay, copy class? Okay, so before we end this class, let me first check the attendance. Okay, very good students. There's no absent here. So that's all class. See you again for our next discussion. Keep safe and have a good day. Bye. Okay na po, ma'am.